Hello, everybody. Kepler Gamer here. Well. I am here to try to. Oh, hello, everybody. Kepler Gamer here, and I am here to make both the start of my Let's Play series and also show a small tutorial on how you can make a very nice hate map for Train Fever. It's still not perfect. It still can have a lot of things improved, as you will probably see some months from the date that this video is online, as I am still searching and improving, and hopefully with this little tutorial you can also start to contribute as well. Transport Fever is just around the corner, some months, but that goes by very fast, and let's get ready for that. Okay, my Let's Play propose I'll say more later on, but basically I will try to connect every town and serve every town also with goods, mostly with a single provider, so we can see a lot of train action on that factory. Unless that factory goes at full capacity, I will stay on that one. Anyway, first we need, let's get the open example world. Oh, never mind. Tutorials. New example. Terrain example. Erosion and terraces. Open. Oh dear Lord. That's... Whoa, that's a lot of things. Let me go back to my own. JNK13. Here. Much simpler. Let me just let this because I don't use it. It's more to color the map, but we just want a grayscale hate map here. PNG hate map. So, first things first. File. You go here to... No, not here. Sorry. Yeah, first things first, you don't go there. Project world parameters. Go here. World commands, project world parameters. Now, here you can adjust the slider. On the free version, you can only go to 513, so that you have to resize things on Photoshop and probably won't get the most out of it, but it's still something. But here, resolution, already using the same size that the big Train Fever map uses, which is very conventional. It's not that word, but something I like. It's very good. Very handy. Yes, very handy. Now here we choose how much exactly we want to be the scale. I'm doing 40 km right now. It could be more, it could be less. I don't know if that's exactly the world that we will use or the everything around, because the erosion you have to... The erosion itself, it can go something that doesn't show on the map can affect the erosion inside the map, so it's better to generate extra. Anyway, tile build the options. I never went here. And here general setup, maximum elevation and base elevation. I'm using right now a 2625, but you can put as much as 10,000. See, that's a lot of mountains. Let's go with that. Let's make something crazier because it's easier to tone down later on than to increment. And base elevation 0, no, can we do minus 250? Is there any change? Yes, there is. Or minus 1000. So when we generate the grayscale, it really gets some black points. Normally I just change that on Photoshop later. But let's try to use those settings and see what we come up with. Now the advanced Perlin. You can see here are my settings. Basically, I wanted to make a let's play and show the map that I will create before, but I'm trying to make a tutorial as well. So I'm not a very good teacher or very familiar with World Machine, but enough to make a good looking map. Anyway, let me just show you, well, how do I got out. Here it is the map, and he is not generating much anything outside what we are putting into the map. I know there is a way to change that, but I don't know where. Well, it has, because that it happens differently when you first open this world generator. Basically that. I probably will make a second version of this tutorial once I get the hang of more things. And yeah, this transformation I put 500 per 500. It might be this. No. Oh yes, here it is. I was just looking at the wrong scale. Yes, there it is. Lots of mountains here. So the advanced Perlin is the most important place. You have the seed here, and you see it changes what we are going to do. And here you change the scale. If you are making a huge map, then this scale goes very much differently. But let's try to keep around that. This side, one big mountain. Yeah, that's a very interesting map. But what if you change like this, 2 huge mountains? Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Let's make a huge mountain. Zoom up close, because the terrain looks this. It's more in according. It's, how can I say? It's more proportional for the houses and the train fever world. But on the other hand, we don't have a lot of crazy views. So let's turn it down a little. Like this. No more. Like this, maybe a little too much. Here. Yeah, and the octaves, well, it had 10. It doesn't change much. And the persistence, that's a very interesting one. Whoa. Let's keep it like this. So this is our original world. The water level doesn't matter here because that's only because the only thing that affects the water, maybe for erosion bits. Yes, show the water. Yes, let's take that into if maybe the way that this software maybe the way the sorry. What I want to say is this software now will compute the terrace and the erosion, especially the erosion bits must could be affected by where we have water. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Sorry for being a little boring here. Yeah, and the terraces, look the difference now. See any difference? It's so much. This thing changes everything. But let's try to adjust this so we don't have a lot. Let's make simple. Oh boy. No, that's like a Minecraft world. It could be fun to make a Train Fever game like this, but not this time. And smooth. Yes. Well, interesting. A little bit different. Oh, sorry. Terrace layering. If I change this to 8, a lot more layers. A number of terraces. 11 and 110, 113. Whoa. Where it is. Oh, it's like there is no terrace. Yeah, there isn't much difference. Just one terrace. Let's see. Huh. Ah, no. But this could be nice to play. A good idea for a map because we have a lot of planes here, easy to transport across them. But I want to be obliged to tackle the mountains. Let's see about 4. Yeah, still the same thing. A little bit better. But let's change this. And how about this terrace layer? A little bit more natural. Interesting. And how about 4? Yeah, kind of like this. Let's leave it at 4. And the number of terraces, let's change it to 10 now. I not very, yeah, not the best. Let's see if I change to 21, how it looks like. That's crazy. Yeah, more mountains. I won't play with costs on because I wanna have fun. I tried one game before with medium settings on a very big mountain map, and I had enough of that for now. So when I create maps, I normally make one an easier version, a smoother version, or one that allows you to play with. Well, this looks more realistic. Let's see the difference. It's the same. Let's change this back to 20. Yeah, that's more likely. Okay. And now the erosion. A lot of terraces are gone. Yes. Sorry if I changed the camera a lot. Well, this can make a nice map. We will need some tunnels here. Yeah, let's go with this. Now just hit build button. Or, well, maybe erosion base duration. What's this? Let's see if I change to 100. Yes, the water kinda influences that. A lot of erosion. And rock hardness. Oh, I see. It was on 0. Let's change it to 100. Then there is non-erosion. Let's just change this to 50, 300. Yes. And sedimentar carry amount. Okay, that's interesting. If I change this to 600, yes, then we have a lot of planes. Now it's looking more realistic in a way. Not so much sedimentary carry, but that's it was on 200. Let's use it 360. Yes. And what if, let me just remember, if I go back 170, I also like this. It's very exotic. And well, let's leave it 270. Okay. And filter strength, that will change a lot. It was on 170. Let's go to 1000. Interesting shapes here. I like that. But on the other places, maybe. Let's just turn down to 500 to see the difference. 500. 492. Okay. Yeah, it's good enough for me. Erosive power. Geological time enhanced. Let's see. Let's put that. I think it's a more advanced feature. I like this. Erosive power. Oh boy. Just look at that. That's a good map to play. But I want something crazier. $7.30. Crazy. Okay. Reconstruction type. Additive is sharp. And the other is Blender. Well. That's just interpretive. Scale independence. Oh yes. Use original style mask. No. Channel dip. Why? I can't change this. Anyway, let's keep like this. Erosion filtering, simple filter. Oh. It's, yeah, because this erosion node, it's very heavy on the computer processor, on the CPU. Inverse. That's another gameplay friendly map. No filter. And let's change this to channeled erosion to see what happens. Oh boy. I like this. Some crazy formations. Yeah, let's keep this. Let's just make it one, change from 200 to 90 the erosion duration. Now, maybe if we add a secondary erosion node for the basic one, because it's just too much, it seems. I don't know. It's very, very rough on some places. I like this channel, but I like that they want to make some places more smoother than now. So let's try that. Let's add a second here. Natural erosion. And then we click here with the right mouse button, that wire. Click here and here. And then we add this to the end. And here we use the standard erosion with the standard everything. And there you have it. More smoother places because of the sedimentary change. Yes, I like this. Okay. Now let's build. Just click here, and this can take a while. I have a beefy CPU, an i7 something, so it's a little faster, but it's nothing that you can't make by leaving the PC building while you go do something else, like making a coffee break or walking the dog. This can also use a lot of RAM memory, but here right now just 1 GB, so that's okay. I made before a map using the maximum resolution that was like the resolution itself was 6 times bigger, but since everything is square kilometers, it's like 60 times bigger. And instead of taking 2 minutes to make this, it took 3 hours. I will pause the recording here because it's taking too long anyway. So see ya in a little bit. And we are back. Okay, so this took a little bit longer than I expected, different than the previous map that I did with the same resolution. It took 8 minutes. So after I click OK, I already set here on the height output to go to this folder on my documents and save the file every time the world machine shield is built. So here we have on world machine documents, here it is, the height map. I open it on Photoshop and I use this because I think I can change more things than normal. And here I just go on brightness and add a little bit of contrast, or a lot maybe, like this. Well, let's keep it the standard just to see what we come up with on the game. And later on we try to edit. Don't save, just Ctrl C, and let's go to my map folders and let's make a new folder. My 22nd map, Jan Kepler, AK Kepler Gamer 22, underline 22, well, 22, underline 4K, and paste it here. Let's also copy and paste this info so we don't have to write everything again, and just edit here. The name now it's Kepler Gaming 22. Let's see a good name. Mountain Madness. Okay. Let's try to make, let's leave it at the range right now at 400 and 800 here. That's the most important thing. Those parameters, you have to have everything here, but the most important thing that you can edit a lot is those two, where the first number is where how low the map will be. Below 100 we have water, and above 800 we have, well, on the right we have the highest point, and above 500 we have snow on the USA mod pack or USA scenarios. So I always play on USA because it can have some very good looking maps there. Save it. And now on Train Fever, mine is open already. Here, new game. Now this is hard to find. You have to go back to basic. It took me a while to discover this. We have to go back to basic, and here it is, the maps that we can select. Select map, and here Kepler Gamer 22. And on the advanced, I'm using the USA download content. And most important, I have a lot of mods here that I'm still trying some. We will see about, I will explain. We will go each one of those when we start the game. But the most important right now, no farmlands. You really want to have this because it fills the desert with farmlands and the snow with farmlands, and that's just strange. Windows map mod, it's very good to make bigger cities, and most importantly, forest. Some good, great looking forests. And beside that, it's just some handy tools, handy mods that will go in detail later. So let's try. Start. And here comes the slow part I always don't like to make on video because you have to click on start so many times when you are trying to make a good map. Especially me that was picking some pictures and everything and trying to convert into a playable map or just into a map that will open up out later on after you heighten it down to the height difference to only 100 meters. I try to go above again, but well, each map I had to go through this process around 20 times when I was doing that process. With roll generator, you already make a very good map, so you don't have to go a lot of times later on. Or what I mean, you don't have to go a lot of times like I did before. So this is our first time into the game with this map. Unfortunately, I still not very happy with the way some edges look on any map that I make with this process. That's a bit unfortunate, but okay. So we have a very easy map here, not a lot of mountains as I thought we will have. But we already can see how this thing is shaping up. Later on, later on I will just show you the other map that I made. That one is very crazy. I will soon post everything on Train Fever forum. But now let's go back here and change this. Now let's go back to 200. Well, 0 here. I want to see if you leave this at 0, where will you have water? And put this at, well, the lowest range. Since we will have a lot of height later on, so let's keep this, the lowest point will be 80 meters. And this one, 500. Yeah. Let's try this. New game, start. You don't have to restart the Train Fever software. You just have to go back to the main menu and start a new game again when you make any changes. But now don't forget to save the test text file. So it's loading up. The longer load time is when it's trying to build the roads from 20% to 40%. Then later on it goes faster. And when you have a way too difficult, when you have a layout that's impossible for the roads to connect, you waste a lot of time with him trying to build the roads. So I normally make that by watching something. So we don't have a lot of water here, it seems. Okay. Let's go back now and try the crazier setting. Or first, let's go and just lower down here on info. Let's put this on 0 here. Save it. New game. Start. See you in a little bit. I will stop the recording now. Okay, map created, and we still don't have any lakes. So that tells me that we should increase the contrast using Photoshop. Yes. Let's go back with this. And now let's change it here. And here, contrast. Raise it up to 100. Like this. One thing, just let me tell you, that's very good. Filters and unfocus, I don't know, blur, and then Gaussian blur, you just put very small, from 1 to 5, at maximum 20, but go very lightly and try when you have a rough picture that is originally in a bigger and in a smaller size than this one. But you won't have the details. You lose a lot of details that would be nice to have. So better to have a picture on the bigger than the original resolution and then downscale it. Anyway, where were we? Okay, I changed the contrast. I can't even see now the settings. Opções. No, I can't see. Anyway, save as PNG, and let's rename the original to original. And now here, save it. You can use here the faster compression, no compression, that's faster. but I always use the smaller and slower. It also changes how fast Train Fever will open up the map, which is kind of useful if you're having to open the map a lot of times, to not compress it there. So it has been saved already. So new game. Let's start. Now we will probably have a lot of lakes. Later on I probably will set the lower point not to 0 but around 80 or 50. I'll see. But the higher point I want to keep it at 1000. Okay, let me pause it here. Okay, the app is about to show. It's still recording, yes. So here we have it. A lot of lakes. Nice. And check it out. The erosion. This is looking good. I just want to make now higher mountains. But this is a great map to play as it is right now. It's a good map to play already. But let's change something here. Go back to the info. Now let's change this from 500 to 1000 and save. New game. Start. Okay, unpause it, and he couldn't create the map. So let's change this. Remove the lower point from 0 to 100. The first thing I try. Start again. Still not able to create the map. So let's change this. Let's keep this on around 80 so we have a little spots of water. Some spots of water, but here let's change to 600 and save. Start again. Okay, map just about to appear on screen. A little bit better, but still not high enough. A shame that it couldn't generate towns with 1000 height maximum. Let's try 800 now. Here, info 600. Let's go to 800. Save it. New game. Start. And he could have constructed the street network. Let's try it once again. Okay, this time it did create. I don't like to make a fixed seed. There is an option for that as well. Maybe I should try again with 1000 height. Okay. Now this is looking more realistic. You don't want to turn down the height so much that the features that we made on old machine doesn't appear. Just a small glitch there. Not fun. But beside that, very nice map. Just how many towns do we have? Yeah, not a whole lot, but a good amount. It's better to not have so many. And I think we can play here. Oh, this is the end of the map. It's crazy, so crazy that I can't even see where the edges are. Yeah, very glitchy. Could be because of so much mods. I'll change that later on. Yes, I'm liking this. I only would like to have some towns on the top here. Well, we have one here. So we can make a train route that goes just above the mountains, like connecting Chipsake to Hayward. I wonder if we can make that with steam age trains. Maybe we will have to wait for faster trains. Yeah, we have trains on this steam age era that are very fast. I mean, the early age. Well, well, well. But since we won't have lakes, or maybe we should try. Let's go back. Or maybe not. I don't know. This is looking good. But let's try to make it 1008. Let's go back. Here. Let's change this to 1000. Save it. New game. And the seed, let's try Kepler Gamer seed and see what happens. No pun intended. Pause it. Of course, that didn't work, so let's try A, B, C, D. And we're off. A, B, C, D seems like to have worked. Very nice. Okay. Look at this. Now we are talking. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, baby. And we even have some towns up and above here. And so how many towns do we have? Only 5. Well, that's okay. A little less work to do. But we should probably make direct connections to every one of them. A, B, C, D. Okay. Now let's go back to the mods. This video will end here, and now we'll try to make our own map. Our own let's play scenario. My own let's play scenario. Thank you for watching. Please rate and subscribe. And sorry for being boring a lot of times, but hope you could have followed through everything and make your own maps with this. See you.